Your legend, assassin, is spreading. The corners of this world speak of a man who fights without being seen.
Assassin's Creed Origins is a 2017 action role-playing video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It is the 10th major installment in the Assassin's Creed series, following 2015's Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Assassin's Creed Origins is a 2017 action role-playing video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It is the 10th major installment in the Assassin's Creed series, following 2015's Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Principally set in Egypt, near the end of the Ptolemaic period from 49 to 43 BC, the story follows a Medjay named Bayek of Siwa and his wife Aya as they seek revenge for the murder of their son, and explores the origins of the millennia-long conflict between the Hidden One Sporunners to the Assassin Brotherhood, and the Order of the Ancient Sporunners to the Templar Order. The framing story, set in the 21st century, follows a new character, Layla Hassan, who relives Bayek and Aya's memories using a modified Animus device. The game's development began following the release of Assassin's Creed IV Black Flag in 2013. Ubisoft Montreal led its 4-year development with help from a team of nearly 700 people from other Ubisoft studios around the world. The team consulted Egyptologists and historians extensively to ensure the setting was authentically represented in the game. In response to the common criticism that the gameplay of the series was getting stale and overly familiar, Ubisoft decided to reinvent the Assassin's Creed formula with Origins. Whereas previous entries were mainly stealth action games, Origins introduces many elements found in role-playing games and an overhauled hitbox-based combat system. While Assassin's Creed had been an annual franchise since Assassin's Creed II 2009, an extra year of development time allowed the team to polish the game further. This was largely a response to the tepid sales of Syndicate and the troubled launch of Assassin's Creed Unity, which was plagued with technical issues when it was released in 2014.
For the hero, the only true conclusion is death. The hero does not cower to death, for that would belittle life. The hero knows he cannot defeat danger, but for a moment, he can free others from fear. Let those left behind find hope in his sacrifice.
Batman: Arkham Asylum. This game shows an unbelievably high quality for the standards of the game world as a whole. This success continued to the sequel, Arkham City. The name Arkham series had dimmed when 2 years ago Warner Bros. Released Batman: Arkham Origins, which was not developed by Rocksteady. This game is not bad, but it certainly lacks the charm and fresh air that each game from the previous Arkham series brings. Then what about Batman: Arkham Knight, which is promised to be the closing of the Arkham series Batman story? The first 15 minutes of this game really impressed me, but for those of you who are still not convinced by this game, terror that grips the night. Like the previous Arkham series, Batman and Arkham Knight faces a major conflict that threatens Gotham and must be resolved that very night. This time, terror comes from the two main antagonists, namely Arkham Knight and Scarecrow. Scarecrow is one of Batman's enemies that is quite popular. He appears in Batman: Arkham Asylum, and the prophecy of his presence in Arkham Knight has been explained in an Easter egg in Arkham City. As for the Arkham Knight character himself, this mysterious knight is an original character made by Rocksteady, whose identity is part of the main mystery in the game.
Energy, walking on lightning, I better be running on 10. Go till it ends, you don't wanna be one of my enemies.
We've been around for ages. We survived 3 console generations and 3 US presidents. Hell, people still liked Bill Cosby when we came out.
Grand Theft Auto 5: Los Santos, a sprawling sun-soaked metropolis full of self-help gurus, starlets, and fading celebrities, once the envy of the Western world, now struggling to stay afloat in an era of economic uncertainty and cheap reality TV. Amidst the turmoil, 3 very different criminals plot their own chances of survival and success. Franklin, a street hustler looking for real opportunities and serious money. Michael, a professional ex-con whose retirement is a lot less rosy than he hoped it would be. And Trevor, a violent maniac driven by the chance of a cheap high and the next big score. Running out of options, the crew risks everything in a series of daring and dangerous heists that could set them up for life. The biggest, most dynamic, and most diverse open world ever created, Grand Theft Auto 5 blends storytelling and gameplay in new ways as players repeatedly jump in and out of the lives of the Gamea's three lead characters, playing all sides of the Gamea's interwoven story. Initial release date: September 17, 2013. Series: Grand Theft Auto. Platforms: PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, Xbox Series 10 and S Series, Xbox 360, PlayStation 5, Microsoft Windows. Mode: multiplayer video game, single-player video game. Designers: Leslie Benzies, Imran Sarwar. Nominated: Spike TV Video Game Award for Best Soundtrack. Developer: Rockstar Games, Rockstar North.
Village. I was still a child when we were raided by soldiers. Foreign soldiers. Torn from my elders, I was made to speak their language. With each new post, my masters changed, along with the words they made me speak. With each change, I changed too. My thoughts, personality, how I saw right and wrong.
Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom 5. The Metal Gear Solid series has always been known for excellent storytelling that not only focuses on the events at hand, but also explores deep and meaningful themes that we can all relate to. The latest and greatest addition to the series, Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, lives up to this reputation. Every player will find something of interest as they delve deeper into the gripping storyline. Hideo Kojima, head of Kojima Productions, continues to ambitiously explore mature themes such as the psychology of warfare and the atrocities that result from those that engage in its vicious cycle. Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain is a canonical installment in the Metal Gear series. It was developed by Kojima Productions using their self-programmed Fox engine and published by Konami. As with previous Metal Gear Solid titles, Hideo Kojima designed, wrote, directed, and produced the game. This was the final Metal Gear game Kojima worked on prior to his departure from Konami in October 2015. The game was released worldwide for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Microsoft Windows on September 1, 2015. It was released in Japan the following day. Set in 1984, 9 years after the events of Metal Gear Solid V: Ground Zeroes, The Phantom Pain serves as a prequel to Metal Gear, which is set in 1995. The game's subtitle refers to a medical condition commonly associated with amputees, when an individual experiences sensations, specifically pain, in limbs or organs that are no longer physically part of their body. The Phantom Pain is the first Metal Gear game to fully use an open-world gameplay structure.
Redeveloped and remastered, the critically acclaimed Hong Kong open-world action experience Sleeping Dogs is back for the new generation in the Definitive Edition. You are Wei Shen, a member of the Sun On Yi, and one of the most feared and respected triads.
Sleeping Dogs: Definitive Edition. You are Wei Shen, an undercover cop trying to take down the notorious triads from the inside. The definitive edition of the award-winning open-world action-adventure, rebuilt and remastered for PlayStation 4, with all previously available content included and a wealth of new improvements. Hong Kong has never felt so alive. Sleeping Dogs: Definitive Edition is a remastered version of Sleeping Dogs. The game runs at native 1080p and features many graphical improvements, gameplay tweaks over the original game, as well as all of the extra content DLC from the original. Unlike the original, where all DLC are accessed at any point in the game, Definitive Edition unlocks the DLC once the player reaches their respective plots. Available now on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and released on October 10th Europe, October 14th North America. The Definitive Edition will not only see Wei Shen free running and manhandling his way through a living, breathing HD Hong Kong, but will also include 24 DLC packs, amongst the other kick-ass DLC. That also includes Year of the Snake, Nightmare in North Point, and the awesomely explosive Wheels of Fury Pack Kapow. Our old friends over at United Front Games have been busy tinkering away on this one after having already done a masterful job on the original game, as well as having played a major role working on the definitive edition of Tomb Raider, alongside Crystal Dynamics. Thanks to the snazzy new tech the current generation delivers, UFG has been able to do more than just scale the resolution to 1080, and the upgraded ambience and visuals of Hong Kong provide quite the backdrop to your undercover operation.
Extra downloadable and bonus content previously released on consoles, including all the stories, missions, moves, weapons, and vehicles.
Seems you made a lot of bosses unhappy.
Still liked Bill Cosby when we came out. We have Franklin, who has a dog, Trevor, who's always drunk, and Michael, who still harasses our fans in real life.
Dude, man, with a yee-yee ass haircut, too.
The HR department should really give him a call.
Detonate, got the moment to strike, I don't hesitate. I'm feeling like winning, they spitting the venom, but I got the power, I ain't afraid.
It's bad enough we have a loading screen long enough for Biden to finish a speech. We also added a half-naked chick to make it awkward when your parents walk in.
Pretending, Hall of Fame in with the veterans, I ain't playing weak, no, I'm playing.
We portray a fictional version of the United States. Although, when Trump was president, our game pretty much became a simulation. And yes, our characters are very toxic. But they're nowhere near as toxic as our players. GTA Online. It's an absolute shit show.
Detonate, got the moment to strike, I don't hesitate. I'm feeling like winning, they spitting the venom, but I got the power, I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid, I'm in your face.
We have flying cars, flying bikes, submarines, yachts, and every type of gun you can imagine.
All in, not pretending, Hall of Fame in with the veterans.
You'll either use your mom's credit card and kill people, or you'll spend your time respawning. But we managed to keep it fresh by rolling out DLCs, like Activision's Call of Duty titles. People ask us whether we're worried about our players getting tired of us using them. Well, they've been trying to solve the Mount Chiliad mystery for close to 10 years now. So no, we're definitely not worried. GTA 5, the biggest cash cow in history.